I have a unique way of taking friendships to the next level real quick. First time we hang out, we'll meet somewhere, nice public place like a coffee house or a brewery. Second time we hang out, I actually just show up at your house unannounced and rifle through your most intimate journals. And I learn a lot about you that way. Today, we're gonna turn the tables. I have with me in my lap a shoebox I typically keep under my bed. It's full of journals, notebooks, personal mementos, and I don't really remember exactly what all is in here, so we're just gonna flip through them together and see what we find. Welcome to Ben and the Family Quest. Hey, what's going on? If you don't already know me, hi, my name is Ben Crosswaite, and you're probably about to get to know me way more than you care to as we spend an episode going through this shoebox that I keep under my bed. They're notebooks that contain about a decade worth of personal things that I wasn't planning to ever share with the world. That's a good way to get to know someone. This is not a YouTube channel where this thing is the norm. I'm not planning to make a super confessional TMI, share the intimate details of my life YouTube channel. That's not what this is. My plan is for these next few weeks to focus on episodes that aren't necessarily trying to reach a huge audience, but they're just allowing the people that are already here and maybe kind of on the fringe wondering what I'm up to, make it easy to get to know me and my family and sort of the story of how I got to here and why I started this thing and where I hope to take it. And then after I feel like we've sort of explained some of the backstory and introduced the characters, if you will, of me and my family, then we'll take a week or two off, maybe release a new song right around that time, and then we'll jump back in and we'll call that season 2. In season 2 we'll have a slight shift where I'm gonna have some more thematic things where you can really know what to expect. Hopefully have a clear value that I'm delivering, or at least with one video a week, it will have a sort of overarching theme to it. And then the second video will be more behind the scenes music, personal vlogs, that sort of thing. So that's what's coming down the pipeline. Let's dig into the shoebox and see what's inside. All right, so I promise nothing here is scripted. I mean, I've seen the box. I generally know what notebooks are in here, but this represents years of probably over a decade worth of journals and just some random stuff. I'm just gonna kind of take my time going through this, seeing what I can find, sharing what I think might be interesting. And through the magical power of editing, you won't see me, reading long journal entries. And also, I will edit out anything that I find too embarrassing. Here we go. First thing, a little love letter that I wrote to my wife. This is probably maybe 2 months before we got married. I worked at a summer camp and we were down by the water, and it was like an arts and crafts activity, and it looks like I took some time during arts and crafts and I wrote her a little note. I'm not even gonna hold it up to the camera because I'm worried that some of you freaks are gonna pause it and try to read it. It's nothing too embarrassing. Basically just saying, hey, I am supposed to be working, but I'm writing you this letter. Isn't that sweet? I love you, blah, 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 blah. We're about to get married, I'm so excited. Have a good day, kind of thing. Yeah, okay. Next up is a set list from a acoustic solo gig that I played at White Oak Coffee in Cary, North Carolina, when we lived down there. This was a fun night. Most of the audience was my friend, so I was kind of nervous going into it, and then as soon as I got up there and realized I knew most everyone, I seemed to remember that I actually abandoned most of the set because I was just kind of went more casual since I felt like I knew everyone. And at this point, yeah, November 2017, Erin was really pregnant. My sister was visiting. Erin actually came up and played piano on a couple songs. Just a fun night. All right, here's a nice little moleskin. I've been looking for this because most of it is empty. I think if I remember right, yeah, this is mostly just some lyrics. But yeah, there's just something about having lyrics in a notebook that makes you feel more legitimate and artistic. Oh yeah, I tried to write a few haikus. I'm not gonna read those. I'm sure they're bad. Can you see my face? I feel like I'm making a grimacing face. They're not awful. I'm not gonna read those. Here's a little sketch. Vacation Land track list. 2015. Down here I wrote by Ben Crosswaite. I don't know. Maybe I was gonna take a picture of it. Why would I write by Ben Crosswaite in my own journal? Here's some lyrics for a couple songs that I finished and never released. So those I think those will come back at some point. I think I'm gonna do a unreleased songs from Vacation Land, like a few of those acoustic songs I never put out. I always loved this with journals, when you can see like when you took a long break and then you found the journal again. This one's dated like March of 2015, that would have been. It just says March, but I'm putting it together. It would have been March of 2015. And then the next one, this one's gotta be at least 2 years later. Over on this side, I have some chords from playing with my buddy Claybrook and his song Haunted, it looks like. I was trying to remember chords for that because I played a couple gigs with him. Over here is a lyric, or at least sort of like the seed of the idea for my other song called Seen and Known from Map and Pieces. And the rest of it's blank. So I'm gonna keep this because this is a nice notebook. I'm gonna set this aside. This is another nice journal I have from Walt Disney World. I remember this was gonna be like my dream journal, but like not journaling what I'm dreaming at night, but like this is where I was gonna like sketch out ideas for big projects and stuff. On the first page, I remembered this. I remembered as soon as I saw this one, I was like, I remember what the first page is. It is from a lunch that I had with my dad. I'm seeing a lot of dollar signs, trying to figure out how much money different things were gonna cost moving, wedding expenses, things like that. Just talking about like navigating moving to North Carolina, so that's kind of cool. It was another set list. I didn't play a lot of these gigs, but this is one of those ones I played at a local restaurant here in Maine before we moved. That was a 2-hour set, so those are all songs. I don't remember if I did them all. I got paid some cash and I got free pizza, and just getting free pizza for playing music, like that's when you know you've made it. Like the first time you get free pizza after playing a gig, it makes like the 10 years of practice up to that point all worth it. Free pizza for playing guitar, come on. Huh. Right here I just wrote, content is greater than descriptions. I think what I'm getting at there, the light is kind of hard to see it. Content is greater than descriptions. I think that's something I still struggle with. I've spent so much time over the years like, hey, I'm gonna make this, get ready, and then like, I don't make it, or I do it one time and then like I get distracted or bored. This is just something I've had to be aware of creatively, and it's something I'm trying to, again with this Ben and the Family Quest thing, trap myself into. Rather than like describing what I'm gonna do, just like make a bunch of stuff and then the body of work speaks for itself. Oh wow, here's one. I remember this day. I think I have an Instagram post about this from this day. I'll have to find that. September 28th, 2015. We had just moved to North Carolina. I believe this was Aaron's first day of work. And I went to a Starbucks. This is Starbucks Meadowmount. I think it's Meadowmount, I think is what it's called. It's a little development in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And I went to a Starbucks, sat outside, and wrote down some things that I wanted to do. I was gonna contact like all these restaurants about playing gigs, some food trucks. I had this idea to like play outside of food trucks that I never really did. Write a blog post about our move. These are all like things I was telling myself. Work on an artist bio. Price out buying a vocal mic. That's fun. It's from like my first brainstorming session down there. The next day I was at Barnes & Noble, the South Point Mall. This is about right, like Aaron was out making money, having a job, and I was at coffee shops trying to figure out how I could make money like doing music and stuff. Spoiler alert, about 6 weeks later I got a job at a restaurant. I worked there for almost 2 years. This one says to do this week, play these 3 gigs. I didn't play any of these gigs, so that to-do list is still not crossed off. There's another idea for a Patreon type thing I was doing. I actually did launch this one, but not on Patreon. I called it the Super Secret Club or something. I had it on a website for a while, and I had a few blog posts. I think I was gonna do some like exclusive covers. I only remember doing one. The history of me coming up with ideas and not following through is long, and that is why Ben and the Family Quest exists. I'm trying to force myself into 1,000 days of one thing. See what could happen. Like this is just one of my books, and there's more. Just so many different ideas here that, and some of them are just bad ideas or like just don't make sense for me. But a lot of them are like pretty decent ideas that if I had stuck with that one path and just kept trying that one route, I think I could have really built something. I'm just way too like shiny new idea syndrome, just bouncing around. I like the idea of my idea better than actual day-to-day of like executing it and putting myself out there. On the more positive side about so many of these ideas that didn't happen, so many of them, some version of them kind of fits into this greater project of Ben and the Family Quest. Some things I'm already doing and some things that I'm planning to do in the future. A lot of these things, some version of them will come back around and be a part of this new project. All right, I made it. That's to the end of that one. I'm gonna set this one aside too because there's quite a few blank pages left. The next layer here, we've got a few like mementos. Oh, this is cute. This is the hospital bracelet from when Forrest was born. This is a big gear from Aaron's family farm in Nebraska. I remember going through like their old barn there. They were cleaning some stuff out. I was like, oh, can I take this? Like, it looks really cool. And she's like, oh, it's just a gear. But to me, it was cool. And that might actually end up getting like displayed somewhere in here once I decorate. This is a bracelet that Aaron got me. Wore it quite a bit. It says, here's to the journey. Let's see if it will focus. Probably not. It probably won't focus. You can do it, camera. It's only gonna see my face, which is what I wanted to do. There it goes. That was something that Aaron and I said a lot when we were dating. I think I started with something that I wrote her one time and I signed it that way. And she actually bought this for me for Christmas. And I proposed on Christmas Eve, so it was kind of a cool thing that I got this. Obviously I bought her a ring, and she got me this. It was sort of a neat exchange. I've actually been looking for that. Good to know where that is. And this is the stuff you came here for. My first Maine license. Oh my god. You can tell I'm real happy to be there. Also, I couldn't figure out how I remember like being confused something about the way the signature thing worked. I don't know why. I think I got scared because my signature, I just signed a C, but then the lady at the DMV was like, sign your full name. And so I got like, and I never write my full name like out in cursive. And it's like really long, right? Benjamin Crossway is a lot of letters. It's just chicken scratch on the signature. I just tapped the driver's license. I'm an idiot. I'm an organ donor, just so you know. So if you're in need of any organs, hit me up. All right, this is some good stuff. Here's another idea I had. I can't say it with a straight face. Oh, I mean, it's not an awful idea. Oh. Okay,